What up? It's DJ LV and Doza Boi Radio, and we're in the building Thursday at 9. We got a special guest today, and she gonna go ahead and introduce herself. What's up?
Me and Sparrow, what's happening?
How you been today?
Oh, it's been a beautiful day. A little cold, but you know.
A little cold. That's why we finessing with the long sleeves on. But
Definitely.
I mean, I've been listening to your music, and I like the inauguration, and I just like listen to all of your lyrics and the way your music relates to people's everyday life. Like you said, like in one of the tracks, you was like, yeah, the daughter only doing what the mother was doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's so crazy because that's usually how it ricochets in life. You know, like babies having babies, and you know, like how you come up with that? Like where? And I say that I ask that because I see you went to college. I see you doing everything that a parent would want their child to do. So how did you find those lyrics and those like influences to make that music, put that together?
I mean, that's my life. I think the point of music is for it to be relatable, but you have to tell your own stories too. So the song you're talking about, Code, which is actually on SoundCloud right now, is really like a generational story in my own family. So it's a combination of everybody's life. Like my grandmother and my mom came from fatherless homes, even though I didn't.
Right.
So there's like a certain mentality that comes in a household where there's no father.
Right.
And a lot of times you end up passing on those mentalities to your kids without even realizing it. So you get a choice. You can either follow in the footsteps of those you've seen, or you can break the curse. So I think like Code is really just my exploration of what it means to come from those fatherless homes, how distant that can make you from men in that road to becoming independent, and the choice to say, well, either I can fall head first into my flaws and let it stay like that, or I can make a choice to do something different.
Right.
But is that what made you kind of step outside the box, outside of your family, because you are an artist, you're a rapper?
It is. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that if you tell honest stories, the art kind of flows creatively anyway. I think I think my issue with a lot of music, particularly maybe on the local scene, is that all the stories kind of sound the same.
Okay.
Because everybody is telling everybody's life story, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But I think that there has to be like a level of variation, like a level of creativity to where you can tell your unique story and still make it in a way where other people feel like, man, like I went through that too, without having to fall into the same music or the same category that everybody else is already in. I mean, like nobody has ever created anything great by doing it exactly like everybody else already did it.
Right.
The purpose of it is to be yourself, but also to fill a void in the market. So I think the beauty of Loving Other Drugs is that while people can relate to it, I don't think you're hearing anything quite like it right now.
Around what age bracket was it that you just felt that passion in your heart couldn't stop beating for the love of music?
Was it the time going from college to now?
It was. I'm 24. So about the time that I was graduating from college, I was in a relationship and had been for the last maybe 5 years at that point. And I was coming home from school, and you think when you're coming home from school, like, okay, well, the long distance thing was hard, you come home, it's gonna be perfect. It got worse. So I came home to a different person, and I was a different person, and we just had grown apart. And so I didn't really know how to deal with it. A breakup occurred, and I didn't know how to talk to anybody about it. When I tried, I would like burst into tears. Right. So I started writing like some little diary entries, some journal entries, and a friend of mine who's actually under the umbrella of my management company, his name is Wordplay, under the GMG, shout out to the GMG. He had already done like 2 or 3 other projects, and they were all great. And so I asked him for some help. He went to college with me. So I was like, you know, bruh, like I've been working on some stuff. I don't know if it's any good, but like, you know, take a listen to it and tell me what you think. He said, I mean, it's all right. We could probably work with it. So we ended up going to a studio, this great guy named Carl out in Silver Spring, and we did like one song. The very first song was a joint that's not even on the album. It's called Stay. And it was like that entire relationship in 32 bars. Wow. And then after that, I just felt like, well, maybe this can turn into something. Maybe we can do something. So we did a couple more songs. And then I was like, I still had stuff to say. I was still going through the trials of a relationship. When you're a woman and you go in a relationship with some man, a breakup is never just the breakup.
No,
it lasts months.
It's the emotional.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
It's the whole
man.
9 yards.
You go through so much in the process of that. So the album really became my way of healing through the course of that breakup.
Is this your first mixtape that you're actually dropping?
It is. It is.
Sweet.
Loving Other Drugs
really
is my very first project.
Okay.
It's my baby. It's my favorite because it's my first child. So it definitely is an exploration of self. And I think the easiest way to do that is through relationships because that's something that everybody has been in. It's something that everybody's had some type of problem with.
Definitely.
And I think like relationships are sort of where you find yourself.
Yeah.
So I think who you are in your best and worst relationships says the most about who you are as a man or as a woman.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it helps mold you as a person. I mean, you have your good and your bad situations that you encounter with friends, family, relationships with significant others. So yeah, you definitely, get the best of both worlds out of the whole spectrum. But for you to be able to write it down is a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah.
Like you're thinking with the left side of your brain. So after you drop the mixtape, what's next? Do you have any tours, any concerts?
The goal is we're hitting California, Memphis, and Atlanta this summer for sure.
Okay.
We got some shows out there, so
nice.
Everybody out there, make sure y'all show us some love. And outside of that, we're just gonna keep banging them in the city.
Okay.
It's been a beautiful experience, like so far, and I am new to all of this, so everything is really happening for the first time.
And it's happening so fast.
It is.
And the fact that it's happening so fast, it went from just like a small time hobby to now it's like your future endeavors and your career.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So
I mean, I can see it's like lighting you up as you talk about it.
She definitely got the cheese on.
Yeah, definitely. She's like, game time. You ready? 2014.
It went from sitting up in your bedroom, rainy nights, writing your diary. Now you go up on the scene. Now you ain't a rookie no more.
And I've actually seen you perform live, and you are so confident. Like you take on the crowd. You walk into the crowd. You make people listen who are standing there talking about what they're gonna do afterwards. So I do like how you capture your audience and make them listen to you.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the GMG. Everybody has been so supportive. Comp League, Darnell, our manager. Shout out to him. Everybody from Red Lounge. Everybody from University of Maryland College Park Radio. That was my first interview, so I gotta show those guys love.
Okay.
Everybody from A-Quest and Nights of DC, which were like my first shows in the CD, in the whole project. So that was like the first test of like, can we control the crowd? Like, can we make this happen? Can we make people interested?
Right.
And it was a blessing because I don't like performing. Nobody might ever know that.
Really?
I wouldn't get that tape.
Exactly. You would never know unless I told you. But it's really probably because I'm always so nervous. It's always so hard for me. But at some point, a switch just kind of flips.
Yeah.
And I think the practice for that really came at those first shows, which is at, I think, Rose's Deja Vu on H.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So those are like the first shows. So Nights of DC, like A-Quest, that whole team, they saw something. And they were like, well, I mean, just come out here and try. Right. And if it doesn't work out, then that's okay. You keep practicing until you get it right. And so like those really became like those first moments where you get to connect with the crowd and where you see how important it is to do those shows, because that's really like your greatest form of promotion.
Of course.
So I mean, everybody that's been involved, man, like blessed. G-Town Wayne, especially, he's been like one of my biggest critics outside of the GMG in terms of what was great and what was terrible. So, I mean, everybody that's been supporting.
Seems like you have a huge support system.
Yeah, she does.
It's a blessing. It is. It's a blessing. And I don't know why. I don't understand why it happens, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
No, definitely. And you got Instagram, Twitter. We
course.
Definitely need to
Instagram,
so we can follow you.
Twitter, SoundCloud. I keep it real simple. It's the same name for every social network.
Okay.
Mia Was Here, 4 zeros on everything. So just make sure y'all hit me up. Make sure y'all hit the site. May 28th, Loving Other Drugs is coming, I promise.
And my favorite song is Inauguration, so y'all gotta check that one out as well.
Definitely. And this is the DJ LV and Doza Boi radio show every Thursday at 9 p.m. I'm DJ LV. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at DJ LV25. Y'all know what time it is, man.
And I'm Doza Boi. You can catch me at Doza_Boy on IG. And on Twitter, you can catch me at Doza Hoover. And you know where we at every Thursday at 9. So make sure you check us out on our YouTube channel as well. And thanks for coming through.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me. Thank you for having me. Bless.
All right, and we go.
Deuces.
These mamas raising these babies, but these mamas, they still babies. She 15 and got a baby. Now tell me that shit ain't crazy. Now tell me that shit ain't crazy. When these kids are raising these kids, and the grandma has no advice cause she's doing just what you did. Damn. A young girl falls in love with the older guys. They know the game well, sell drinks, tell lies. No father telling her she beautiful, she wanna hit. Niggas know it, they get closer and corrupt the spirit. They lay down with her, no protection. She doesn't care as long as she gets affection. She gets pregnant, they long gone now. Only then did she realize she was wrong now. She stay in school to the 3rd trimester. Wants a better life for the baby, God bless her with a healthy daughter and diploma. The mama go to college, but she still likes the Kona. Or at least the niggas that be hanging there. Seeds, everything clear. Well, it's up to self. Trouble girl with a bright future. But if you stay on welfare, America salute you. She say no to that, become a nurse now. But still single on her own and it hurts now. She starts dating, the child sees. The daughter's 8 now, and keys open doors. The daughter catch her mom having sex, and I think we all know what's next. She then craves attention that her mom was getting, but that's a whole nother song. 10 years later, no father, daughter grown, but she still fine. She and her mama close, grew up at the same time. She go to college, study meds, then business. Gets engaged early, niggas on the hit list. Engagement breaks up, niggas on the shit list. Cold heart hates men, no forgiveness. Cold heart hates men, no forgiveness. Cold heart hates men, no forgiveness. She let her old nigga want a new nigga. So now a new nigga become a old nigga. And got a new nigga, but her heart closed. She so distant, switch quick cold. She so distant, switch quick cold. She so distant, switch quick cold.